And there's a line in the story where Washup's mother turns to him and says, "Are you just going to read about justice, or are you going to go and do justice?" And that's kind of that moment for me in 1990 where I witnessed two things. One was Elijah Harper's no against Meech Lake, and then of course, the confrontation at Oka.
To learn more about This Place, visit cbc.ca/thisplace. Catch up on past episodes at cbc.ca/listen, or follow us on your favorite podcast app. I'm Rosanna Deerchild. Thanks for listening. Ginask na mitnawi. Agusay.
This is CBC Radio 1, 88.1 FM and 690 AM in Vancouver. This election, make your vote count for you, your family, your community, and all of Canada. The health of our country, how the economy is handled, and what it means for every Canadian. Your vote matters. CBC News is here to listen to what matters to you, answer your questions, and provide you with the tools you need to make an informed decision. Because this election is about you. CBC News, informed by you. Canada Votes 2021. The CBC News is next, followed by Ideas with Nala Ayed.
How do we create a fairer society? Why do we have such a hard time making room for all? These are questions that are at the forefront again. The identity of me and the community of us on Ideas.
From CBC News, The World This Hour, I'm Neil Herland. We begin with a major upset in Canadian politics. The Nova Scotia Progressive Conservatives have beaten the Liberals in a provincial election.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a night.
Tim Houston will be the next Premier of Nova Scotia. The 51-year-old accountant defied expectations and took down a sitting Premier.
Tonight, together, we made history in this election. And not just here in Nova Scotia, but in all of Canada. We proved that just because there is a pandemic doesn't mean government gets a free pass.
As of this minute, the Conservatives are projected to have 31 seats, the Liberals 16, and the NDP 7. Liberal leader Ian Rankin made a political gamble and lost.
You asked me on July 17th why we called this election. We called it because we believed that we were in a pivotal moment in our province's history, and we wanted to have a clear direction. Tonight, the voters provided it and chosen our future path. You can never make a mistake casting your ballot, and I respect that. I respect our democratic process.
And as of this hour, it's not clear if Nova Scotia Premier-designate Tim Houston will have a majority or a minority government. The Nova Scotia Liberals went into a provincial election way ahead in the polls, but in the end, voters decided it was time for change, and that could be a good omen for the federal Conservatives. They're trying to unseat Justin Trudeau's Liberals. Tonight, Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole held his first in-person political rally of the federal campaign. Travis Danraj reports.
Wow, isn't it great to be together? This is the largest crowd I've had as leader.
It's the first in-person crowd Aaron O'Toole has spoken to since the start of the campaign.
I'm the COVID-era leader. I'm used to speaking to empty rooms and having rallies on Zooms, and I prefer this so much more.
At an indoor rally tonight in Richmond Hill, north of Toronto, he delivered plans for the economy, affordable housing, and more.
We will secure jobs by recovering the 1 million jobs lost during the pandemic in 1 year.
The Conservatives view the riding as a battleground with the Liberals. O'Toole is on a swing through parts of Ontario, Quebec, and BC this week, all areas where he needs to pick up key seats. He now heads to Quebec City, where he'll start campaigning Wednesday morning. Travis Danraj, CBC News, Richmond Hill.
Major General Danny Fortin is expected to be charged tomorrow with sexual assault. Fortin was coordinating Canada's vaccine rollout until he was removed in May after allegations of sexual misconduct. Quebec prosecutors have been investigating, and his lawyer says the charges relate to an incident in 1988. Fortin denies any wrongdoing. CBC News has learned Canada plans to resume military flights into Kabul. The airport in the Afghan capital has resumed operations after a chaotic couple of days, and the new Taliban rulers are promising they will not interfere with evacuations. Carolyn Dunn reports.
It was the first news conference for Taliban leaders since the fall of Kabul. Through a translator, a Taliban spokesperson tried to assuage fears rippling through the country.
Whoever has worked in the military, in translation, we have given amnesty to everybody. There is no revenge.
Difficult to take that at face value after watching Afghan citizens cling to the exterior of planes in an effort to escape their country. U.S. Major General William Taylor says a troop surge is underway to accommodate a mass evacuation.
We predict that our best effort could look like 5,000 to 9,000 passengers departing per day.
At least 2 planes arrived in Canada late Monday night, bringing the total of evacuation flights to Canada to 9. Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Washington.
And that is your world this hour. For CBC News, I'm Neil Herland.
I'm Belle Puri with a look at the BC weather.